Inner Power Entrepreneurs. I'm your host, Dr. Amanda, and you're in the right place if you're a growth-minded entrepreneur who's ready to align your energy, mindset, and business growth habits to get what you want in your life and business. I absolutely love to bring you tips, tools, and strategies to uplevel yourself and access your inner power to create an outer world that's powerful, whatever that means to you. And today I want to break down, are your childhood money beliefs blocking your success in life and business? This is a really important topic because, as you know, as an entrepreneur, if you're not making the money you choose to make, it feels frustrating. And if you are a person who is giving your heart, your soul, your time, your energy, your money to your business, and you're not getting the expected results, you're going to start to burn out and you're going to question why you're even doing what you're doing. And I don't want that for you because I know that as a heart-centered, growth-minded entrepreneur, you really care about making a difference in the world. And if you have unconscious money blocks blocking your success or sabotaging you from getting to the level that you desire, you're going to stay in this downward spiral growth curve where you work hard and you don't get the results, and then you just keep spending time and energy and money and you're feeling frustrated and stuck. And because of the law of attraction, that's going to cause you to continue to attract stuckness your way. And if you've been with me for a while, or if you've listened to other episodes, you know that I'm big on teaching strategies that help you access the power of the law of attraction. So no matter what, you live by the law of attraction. You can't pretend it's not there. You can pretend it's not there, but that doesn't mean it's not going to affect you. And so I want you to get your energy aligned, your mindset aligned with empowered wealth consciousness so that you can attract easier money your way instead of having money blocks dictate and determine your future success in the financial ways. And as an entrepreneur, I want you to make unlimited amounts of money and impact unlimited amounts of people because you're so high vibe and you're so aligned. So let's break some of this down today. And first, if you don't have my book, I Am a Money Magnet, the top 30 money making AffirMantras to manifest more, I'm going to be referring to it today, and you're definitely going to want a copy of it. You can get free chapters if you go to IamAMoneyMagnetBook.com. IamAMoneyMagnetBook.com. Free chapters for you there where you can test it out and see if it's a good fit. This book has 100 journaling questions in it to help you break through your unconscious money blocks. And I don't care what level of the game you're at, it's going to help you reprogram your money mindset so that you don't sabotage, so that you understand why you're making the amount of money that you're making, and so that you can empower yourself to make easier money in easier ways in your zone of genius. So that's what the book is all about. So make sure you grab a copy. IamAMoneyMagnetBook.com. Okay, let's talk about, are your childhood money beliefs blocking your success in life and business? So the first question to ask yourself here to know whether they are is, do you have the amount of money you want in the bank, and how do you feel about it? So first it could be, I've asked people this question before, and sometimes they're like, yeah, actually I have a lot of money in the bank, it's flowing in, but I feel really stressed and freaked out about it. Or I don't like the way I earned it, or I fear that it won't stay in the bank. And so people have a lot of stress around money. If you woke up today and you scan your day and you think about how many times you already thought about money, was the way that you thought about money positive or negative? And if it's on the negative end, you know that you have some childhood money beliefs that are blocking your success. Because anytime you have a negative feeling about something, you are causing resistance. And resistance is the number one reason that you don't manifest easily and automatically, because you're sending out a confused and scattered signal. And so if you have unconscious money blocks programmed into your system, you're going to then be blocking your financial potential. And so the easiest way to know is to just ask yourself those questions. How do I feel about money today? How do I feel about money over a period of time? So let's say, how have I felt about money in the last week or month or year or since I started my business? And if it's not a 10, 10, 10, 10, 10 across the board, then you have some money blocks to work through. And let's play with this concept of being programmed when you're a kid. So we're all programmed with our beliefs, and I call this our money operating system when it's focused on money. So think of yourself like a computer where you have been taught certain things about money starting when you were a little kid. And this comes from your parents, teachers, preachers, friends, siblings, grandparents, people in your life, also media, things that you watched in the media when you were a little kid. And because when you're a little kid, you're an absorbent sponge and you can't discern or decide what you choose to believe. Instead, it just all goes into your subconscious mind, and your subconscious becomes the storehouse for your habits and your beliefs. And so let's say that you grew up in a family where you watched stress and strain about money. Maybe it could go many ways. It could be, let's say your parents made a lot of money, but they felt stressed and they worked a lot, and you maybe felt neglected. And so you connected money with stress and disconnection. So in your adult life, you're going to notice that when money becomes a topic, you start to feel stress. Now, this is most likely unconscious, unless you've been hanging out with me and you start to question these things. It's unconscious, and it's running your programming or your money operating system. And when you have an operating system set up for stress, you're going to signal to the universe that you already have enough on your plate, that you're too stressed out, and this isn't a time to create or bring opportunities. So you're actually making yourself have to work harder subconsciously because you're feeling stressed out. So unfortunately, most people, especially entrepreneurs, live under this low level stress where you wake up in the morning and you automatically feel a little bit of anxiety, maybe a little bit of procrastination and fear or doubt in your future, or you just feel like, oh my God, my plate is loaded with so many things. How am I going to get it all done? And I want you to just think about what you're sending out to the universe when you feel this way. Energetically, what is your vibrational state of being? And that is what you're going to attract. And so interestingly, this has been programmed into you since you were a little kid. It's really wild to know how energy works and start to pay attention to how people are acting, and then think about their parents and the way they were raised, and you can see reflections of it very clearly until somebody decides to get conscious and shift the family dynamics. Now, I do want to remind you, this is never about blaming your parents, because they were doing the best they knew how to do with the tools that they had, and they were programmed in certain ways to believe that what they were teaching you was going to help you, right? Usually we think, oh, I'm going to protect my kids by teaching them blank, blank, blank. Or our parents were just unconsciously going through life, as most people are. So it doesn't support yourself or your parents to blame them. It's about you deciding from today forward how you choose to think and act and feel about money, so that you can program yourself for choice and financial freedom. Okay, so let's keep playing with this programming. Let's also say maybe you had parents who told you money is the root of all evil, or you went to church and that was taught, or you have this belief that if you make money doing what you enjoy, then something's bad or wrong because other people don't get to do that. So it's this idea that if I'm highly successful, there's not enough to go around, or it's not fair or just that I make a whole bunch of money and other people don't. And so you've got all this running in your background system, and you want to start to understand what you're programmed with. The top 3 money blocks that I have seen people create in a patterned way by I've worked with thousands of entrepreneurs, and I've had people write their money stories, and I saw these patterns time and time again. And the top 3 that I found is that money is bad, money is scarce, and money causes stress. So if you are running with the money block, money is bad, it's going to be things like money is the root of all evil. If I become too wealthy, I'll become a greedy jerk. People won't like me because, you hear even in the movies all the time, like, they frame high power people in the movies as the villain. and the bad person, right? So we see this trope in our media, and then it causes us to think like, ooh, money is bad. Rich people are greedy and corrupt. And so we subconsciously limit ourselves from making more money because we're afraid that we'll turn into bad people, or other people will think we're bad if we make too much money. So that's the money is bad money block. If you're struggling with the money is scarce, you're going to feel like there's never enough, no matter what amount you make. So I've worked with people on this one who make millions of dollars, and they still struggle with spending and feeling good about the amount of money they have, because they're always afraid that something bad is going to happen in the future to take it away. It could also be that they go, there's not enough time. So a scarcity block is going to have you thinking, I can't make money and hang out with my family. So a lot of people will fear like, well, if I have that successful of a business, I won't have time for my friends or my family or my partner. And so that's a scarcity block. Money causes stress would be one where you have stress associated with money. So you could have the fear of failure or the fear of success here, where you go, it's stressful to be successful and make money. Money causes stress, right? Or, oh man, I got to work really, really hard. I've got to 10x my input to get 10x out, and that's stressful. And so the responsibility of the money might freak you out. And these are all things that if you track back to your childhood, you'll notice consistencies. It either that your parents were like this, or that you're rebelling against the way that they were. This is typical responses, is that we either become like our parents or we rebel against the way we were raised if we didn't think it was done well. And either one of those is a reaction, and it will keep you stuck financially. So let's play with some ways to start to reprogram this. First, you can just identify which money block are you struggling with. It could be one, it could be two, it could be all three. That's okay. I was struggling with all three when I started doing money work on myself and started to identify what my money blocks are. And it was so helpful because I'm going to teach you my inner power formula. This is in the book. If you download the free chapters, you'll get a really deep dive on this. So if you go to IamAMoneyMagnetBook.com, so it's the inner power formula. It's 3 steps. So number 1, you must recognize. Number 2, reframe. And number 3, repeat to reprogram. Now, I know this sounds really simple, but just think about what I've said today already. The recognition part is really tricky for people because most people don't even stop to take the time to question what their money beliefs are. You're just in a wash of it, and you're focused on the problems, and you're going, I don't like my money reality. I wish I was financially free, but you never slow down to go, oh, what's the root of the problem? Why am I getting the outcome I'm getting? And you've heard me say many times, your outer world is a reflection of your inner world. If you don't like what's going on in the outside, change what's within. That means you've got to investigate and recognize your money beliefs. You've got to tap into how you feel about money. And this will give you an indication about why you're taking certain actions and why you're getting certain results. So number 1, you've got to recognize. Here's a great recognition question to ask yourself. You could simply just ask yourself, what did my parents teach me about money? That's one question you could ask. I'm going to give you like 5. Okay. You could say, you could fill out this sentence, wealthy people are blank. Okay. And just see what comes up. It might be positive for you. It might be negative for you. It'll just help you recognize. You could ask yourself, how did my parents talk about money? Okay. For a lot of people, their parents didn't talk about money. They just saw their parents being stressed out. Some parents sat their kids down and had conversations. Some didn't. So you could just ask yourself, how did my parents talk about money? Did my parents fight about money? And let's say you were not raised by both of your parents. Maybe it could even be grandparents or someone else. You could just say the adults in my life, right? How did the adults in my life teach me to feel about money? Here's a really fun one. What is my family's money motto? So if you had to come up with one sentence that described what your family's money motto is, what would it be? An example of this would be, you got to work hard to make money, or money doesn't grow on trees, right? Could be, there's never enough. And just think about what your family's money motto was. Maybe for some it was, get a good job, do what you love, and make passive streams of income. I doubt it. I've very rarely hear that. I've heard that from one person in all the money work I've done. I've heard one person say, that's how my family taught me. And she's mega wealthy. Makes sense, right? She was programmed for success and to make easy money. And so you want to pay attention to what your programming was by asking some of those questions. So those are recognition questions. And it takes you tapping into understanding your money beliefs. And this is going to take effort. If you want to break through your money blocks and really take it to the next level, you've got to focus on being a master of your money mindset, being a master of managing money. And this doesn't happen automatically because, like I said, you've been programmed with all these things since you were a little kid. And now you just take them as autopilot beliefs and habits, and that's why you keep getting the same results. So if you really want to break through, you've got to use my inner power formula: recognize, reframe, repeat to reprogram. So the recognition, ask yourself some of those questions. And of course, download the book. There are 100 questions in there. Okay. Number 2, reframe. So now let's say that you find out that you have a belief that you don't like. You're going to reframe it. And what this means is that you've got to reframe your energetic system, your feelings, your thoughts, and your beliefs about money so that you can then take different action and get different results. So reframe. Let's say that you discover one of your beliefs is that wealthy people are bad. And you've been programmed to believe that wealthy people are bad. Now, I know consciously you're probably like, I don't really believe wealthy people are bad, but maybe subconsciously you're recognizing like, oh yeah, I did hear that a lot in my childhood. And I am a little bit afraid of getting really wealthy because I think people might judge me or be jealous, and that freaks me out. And so then you go, okay, I have that operating in my system. How am I going to reframe it? So now you want to start to look for counter evidence to prove to yourself that wealthy people can also be good, because it's true. Sure, some wealthy people are bad, some wealthy people are good, some poor people are bad, poor people are good. You're just having a subconscious split or a conscious subconscious split where you're only seeing one side, and that's what keeps you stuck and sabotaging in the financial realm. So you want to reframe it by going, okay, I don't choose anymore to believe that if I get really wealthy, people are going to think I'm bad. And the way that I'm going to reframe this and reprogram myself is to start to look for evidence that wealthy people are good. So I want you to do some research and start looking for philanthropists, look for people who are influential, who do awesome things with their money. And there is a lot of evidence out there when you start looking for it. Now you're going to start reprogramming your system because you're reframing to look for opportunities to see that wealthy people are good. This decharges your block and your fear that money is bad and starts to help you open up to the possibility of looking for wealthy people to be good, which then attracts money your way because now you aren't pushing it away, fearing that it's bad. Does that make sense? Yes. Okay. So that's an example of a recognize, reframe, and then the repeat to reprogram means you got to keep doing this. You don't just do a one and done like, oh yeah, I'm reprogrammed now. It's repeat, 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 repeat. The only way to reprogram your subconscious mind is through repetition or hypnosis. Hypnosis can be a form of meditation. Of course, you can go to a hypnotherapist. Repetition is a really easy way to do this. And when I say easy, it takes conscious effort. Okay. You reprogram your energetic system by repetition, by doing it daily until it becomes autopilot. So you're going to need to look for evidence that counters your negative belief. And you're going to need to start to use what I call AffirMantras, where you use an affirmative-based statement that's 100% believable to be true in your mind. And you repeat it, repeat it, repeat it, repeat it every time you notice yourself going in the negative direction. So I teach this in the book, and actually it's in the free chapters even. I teach AffirMantra starter statements. So an example here, let's say you think money is bad. You realize that this is one of your blocks and you go, oh my God, I don't want to believe this anymore. So you go, I choose to believe that wealthy people can be good. I prefer to feel good about making money. I prefer to feel good about wealthy people. I am committed to building my wealth and impacting the world positively. I enjoy attracting easy money and doing great things with it in the world. It feels good when I notice wealthy people doing awesome things in the world. So there are several examples of how to use AffirMantras. You're using a statement that you 100% believe to be true, and you're reprogramming your mindset by repeating, repeating, repeating. Now, another repetition example would be to take different action, right? So you're reframing your energy, your beliefs, your feelings, and your actions. And when you do that consistently, you'll get different results. So a repeated action you could do would be to make sure that you're reading money mindset books every day, to make sure that you're hanging out with wealthy people. This will all help you start to reprogram your childhood money beliefs that are blocking your success. You're going to reprogram your system with new ways of feeling, thinking, believing, and acting, and this will lead to financial empowerment. Oh yeah, that's what we all want, right? Okay, so quick recap. You're going to use the inner power formula. You're going to recognize, reframe, repeat to reprogram in order to eliminate your top 3 money blocks. Money is bad, money is scarce, or money causes stress. And you're going to start to play with upleveling your money vibe so you can become wealth conscious and get different results in your life and your business, because you're going to raise your vibrational frequency and your beliefs about money. You're going to shift into seeing opportunities to build easy wealth and feel really good about money in general. Create a healthy, happy, empowered relationship with money, and this leads to outer world financial empowerment. So that is your action step. I want you to go download my book, IamAMoneyMagnetBook.com, get free chapters, and then of course order the book if it feels aligned. And until next time, I'm sending you giant hugs and money-making inner power high fives.